Hey guys, today's Monday, October the 30th of 2023, and I wanted to go over live cattle. It's something I haven't covered in my channel. I normally focus on energy, metals, and the dollar, but I'm interested in live cattle now. Not that I'm going to cover it all the time, but I think there could be an interesting play here. So without any further delay, let's get into it. So using the cycle spectrum analyzer on the weekly chart, and I'm using data all the way from 2003, maybe what? 2002 to current prices now. And there is one cycle that's important here, and it's the 197. So let's look at what this cycle has done. You can see that it was off here. He came here, picked this cycle. The cycle worked out great, bounced off early. You get the idea. Let's focus in on what we got here. So it peaked November 22 of last year. And this cycle is down till October of 2024. So the cycle is down. However, live cattle has been grinding higher. And so far it's at 184. Let's look at the daily now to see what we could dissect on the daily chart. Okay, so this is the daily chart on live cattle, and I'm using data from 2016 to current prices right now. And there's one cycle that's important here, and there's a 237. And that's this one right here. You can see how it let's behave. And you can see this nice little trend. There's a theory that when a market is trending, these cycles don't really work on a market that's trending. So keep that in mind. When a market is trending like this, these cycles won't have any influence on them. From my experience and from what I've researched and seen and heard from others that use cycle analysis. So if you were to short here, you see it didn't work out. You were to short here, it didn't work out. It went later and pulled back. If you were to short here, it didn't work out. Continue going higher. If you were to short here, we don't know yet. The only thing we know is that the weekly cycle peaked somewhere around here and is down. And now the daily cycle is getting toppy. And I think it hits a peak somewhere around, let's open this up, somewhere around November, the first week of November. So is it guaranteed that it's going to go down and crash? Nope, we don't know. We just know that the weekly is down and now the daily is going to be down. So if it was to play out with probability, we want probability on our side. You know, we believe in cycles. Then this would probably be the opportunity somewhere around here, depending on price action, what price action is doing from November 1st on to see for a possible short. But this is not the only clue. There's other things you have to factor in. But this is just the start of just seeing what the cycles are showing. This is the meats futures, and you can see monthly chart from 2020. It's been going trending really nicely to the upside. And feeder cattle has been doing the same until, I guess, I don't know, last month. You got this doji candle and this nice little sell-off. Lean hog went up, came down, failed new high, and then kind of sold off. So these are the two strong ones right here. And this is the one I'm focusing on. Although this one looks pretty good too. But you can pick whatever you want. I'm leaning more on live cattle to just kind of get a perspective on what's going on within the meats futures market. Looking at the commitments of traders report on live cattle, as you can see, is just trending nicely. And you can see large speculators and commercial, not extreme, but this is the zero line. So you can see large speculators. Interesting. They were kind of selling while it's trending. But, you know, when you look at the monthly, it looks beautiful. But when you look at the weekly and the daily, things would get probably erratic. So you can see kind of like this, the emotion between the large speculators trading. You can see that it oscillates back and forth. And somewhere around here, this is where we got very toppy. We put two highs here. Actually, let me go to this area. Yeah, we put two highs. High here, a high here, and then a lower high here. So it looks like large speculators were unwinding here, and then when it hit that high, somewhere around here, they are winding even more. The zero line is here, and this is same thing with the commercial. Put a low here, fail new low here, and now it looks like they're hedging. But they haven't crossed the zero line yet, so it's just the beginning. What could possibly be a turning point, but we don't know yet. We just know that commercial now are buying, and large speculators now looks like they are unwinding, but you never know in regards to price action if it's going to retest that high, which could probably be happening. Okay, so here's a seasonality chart that I want to look at. Let's type in this piece. So we're looking at the Dow Jones SFP, Dow Jones U.S. Food Product Index. And you can see that October's kind of weak. November and December are strong. And then it kind of gets flat to lower on January and February using a 5-year. Going to the 10-year, you see October a little stronger, 50%. November, December, and then January it drops. Then it kind of picks up again. Using a 15-year, October, November, December strong. January seems weak, and then it kind of builds up again. And a 20-year. December strong. So they kind of all pretty much strong, and then it builds up. So then it looks like from April, it kind of drops and kind of goes sideways to lower with, July having a little bump. So that's what the seasonality on the food index is showing. This is another seasonality on live cattle that I like to monitor and watch. You can see this is the price action, and this is where we're at right now. We got this nice little sell-off in September to October, and it looked like October looked always kind of weaker. And then November and December are pretty strong, with January, depending, we were in the 5, 10, 15 year, kind of weaker, or stronger using maybe the 20 year. Adding the 5-year average, you can see that right about now. Let me just go over here. It starts getting a pullback, and then it starts getting stronger here. Gets toppy around November 22nd, pulls back around December 2nd, and then continues this rally. So, you know what? Reality is kicking in. It can be very dangerous shorting live cattle. Let's look at the 10-year. 10-year bottoms out, or kind of goes sideways here on October 19, and then it starts getting this Momo. I already see that we sold off. And then another leg to the upside from November 7th. On average, around November 23rd, hits a high, pulls back, December 8, and then you get this nice little rally. Adding the 15-year, so it could go higher, kind of sideways, and somewhere around the 15-year, November 7th, they all get a rally to November 24th, around there, or that week. And then the 10 and the 15 kind of pull back. The 5 looks like it kind of goes sideways to lower, and then another leg higher in December. So it looks like November, December pretty strong. That could probably test this high that we did in September or October. And if it's a fail new high, then it'll push lower. But if it's going to continue rallying, it's probably going to take out that high. So it's a risky trade, and there's pros and cons to it. You got the weekly cycle that's down. You got the daily cycle that tops out November of the first week. But seasonality, you have a lot of things that could wipe you out or stop you out. So this is like a 50-50 trade. Which pill are you going to take, the blue or the red? And this is one of those things that you then have to just focus in price action. Now that you know all these scenarios in regards to the analysis, and we haven't even looked at the geometry or anything like that, and other things that I use in regards to Gann's technique. I'm just looking at what the data shows in regards to seasonality cycles and what the commitments of traders report is showing. So how you like them apples? So this is my last clip on LE live cattle futures. This is a yearly chart, so every candle is a year, and you can see there's some Elliott wave count here, but I don't know if this is really accurate. I could probably see this like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but you know, that's me just visually looking at it. But it's there's nothing over here to the left for resistance or pivot highs, so it's just trending and making new highs. And the high as of right now is 187. Let's look at the monthly. Just gonna go down. You can see that it's in a buy signal. The high was in September. As of now, let's go to the weekly. And buy signal kicked in May, the week of the 30th. And so far, this 174 hasn't been violated. So it's still bullish on the weekly. And on the daily, the last buy signal was generated on July the 11th. And we just got a sell signal on October the 23rd. So you got this fail new high here, big flush down. Bulls came in, kept buying the lows, and so far now is trending higher above this support right here of 181. And let's see if it's gonna trigger long again. It needs to get up at least to 186. You can see this swing high here, and then maybe test this high. So I'm gonna be watching this to see how is it gonna play out. Fail new high, then dip lower, or push even higher, or consolidate. Those are only, three that I'm watching. So I'll be watching this. Let's see if there's any positive news here. Monday cattle gaining triple digits. Cattle specs bailed on longs last week. Cattle bounced back into the weekend. So let's see how this bounce is going to play out. And I think that's it for now. The next update would probably be a little more on the geometry side to see if we could get, any clues, looking at counts on the monthly, the yearly, and all that stuff, calendar, trading day, square of 9, all that stuff that I use, and just kind of see what's the probability of this thing going higher, turning here, see if we could get something going. Hopefully you like this video. Let me know your thoughts on live cattle, and I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on live cattle. Moo.